news. Without wasting much time, Barrister, let's start off with the first story that made it to our bulletin, and that is the stand on Nicki Minaj, a US rapper, on Nigerian genocide, the killing of Christians, and the fact that also we saw that another UN summit excluded Nigeria from coming up to explain or answer to the issue of Christian genocide that have been on the radar for some time now. What do you have to say about this? First, what Nicki Minaj said, that in Nigeria here, Christians are being killed, Christians are being massacred. And according to her, she went further to, talk about how it is not good for people of any faith or belief to be persecuted because of their belief and hope.
Thank you, Gina. The way these things are going, a time will come in this world when the Christian West, I'm talking of the Western world, they are going to declare total war against these people who don't want peace in the world. I'm not joking, not just Nigeria. I just don't know how a people will come into this world, and the only thing they call profession is looking for whom to kill, where to occupy, whose land they want to take over from. People they should stop from pursuing their goal. These are just their work, their training. So how can you allow such individuals to be on this earth? Because they will never let go. I'm telling you. So a time will come when the world will say, no, you must leave us, either by fire or by force. And by that time, I don't know what people will do, because they will not have any hiding place. So the earlier the Muslim world calling this their attack dog, because they created them. In our own case, people invited them here. If not, they wouldn't be here. That name Nigeria will instill fear in them. But when the government brought them into this country, what do you expect? They are acting with so much impunity and arrogance, because the government cannot even say anything to them. You can see where the problem is coming from.
Well, now that U.S. Ambassador Mike Waltz, during that event that he organized or he hosted, where we have some people from United Nations coming up to talk about so many issues, including this one, the genocide that Christians are being faced here in Nigeria, and the reaction of a U.S. rapper. Recall that Nicki Minaj started this campaign or this statement from the social media post she made when she condemned the killing of Christians in Nigeria. And now she was given a floor, and she went all out to call on, the international organizations to move in with urgent action here in Nigeria to help end the issue of genocide. But Barrister, I wonder, Nigerian leaders have been so hell-bent saying that there is nothing like genocide happening in Nigeria. That what they're having here is just a little chaos or clashes between people living in Nigeria, that we shouldn't target genocide. What do you have to say also about that? Now that some people have come up to say that the reason we're getting that rebuttal or that defense from the Nigerian government is the fact that most of the top persons, the president, the vice president, they are all Muslims.
Yes. That was why we kick against Muslim ticket. But some people dismiss that it's nothing. After all, Tinubu's wife is a Christian. She will not allow it. She sleeps and wakes up with the president, so she can be able to tell her one or two things. And I said, she's a non-state actor. What will she do? Does she have any power? Nobody believed it, but I resisted it. But because they say majority carry the vote, look at where we are now. And that is why, if you check, under this administration, this thing have escalated. All this thing that Tinubu is saying, we are going to deal with them. It's all paperwork, nothing. It's just word of mouth. There is no political will to do anything because of an agreement they had with this people. Because for you to go out there to bring them into Nigeria, there was an agreement. There is something you told them to do. That's what they are doing. So let nobody be pretentious about it.
Okay, when you say nobody should be pretentious about it, fine. Let's take this conversation to Ismail Oladare. Mr. Ismail, good to have you join today's Media News. And what do you make of the fact that in that particular event, that was, we have Nicki Minaj being the host and also Mike was also there, and some other selected people from different countries participate, where we have the Nigerian Church to Fair, to United Nations Mission, Sindov and Donny, talking about how Nigeria is not being given a fair ground for them to, make or push for their own parts. He said something about Nigeria not giving a fair word. We did not hear from the side of Nigeria. And in another breath, some people are deciding the fate of Nigeria without hearing from them. Is that a fair way to go with all these issues around genocide and Christian killings in Nigeria?
Yeah, thank you. I think we should get serious in this country, man. We should get serious because what does that have to do with ending this ongoing killing every day, right? They are not giving you a chance to talk. But there was a minister of foreign affairs, Tuga, that was on another show with Piers Morgan that was doubling down on this same issue. So if Nigerians were to be there, what would they say and what would be the difference? And also, Nicki Minaj talking about this does not necessarily change anything regardless. And since this conversation started, our position has been clear. Because I remember I was on your show some weeks ago and we talked about this. And what we are saying is that, we should be careful of how we term all these killings, right? There is a genocide going on against the Nigerian people, right? So when we start coloring it as Christian genocide, what are we saying to the Muslims that are being killed as well, right? So this is a all-round genocide. And this is how we should address it and tackle it so that this can stop.
Can we say that about what transpired in 2022 when some top Nigerian personnel went all the way to the US to tell the US that Nigeria is a country where some Muslims are faced or that's genocide going on in Nigeria because of the fact that then the CDS, the person of Ejirika, was sent to the north to say, help end the issue of Boko Haram and insurgent activities happening in that axis. Nigerians rose. They went to the US to invite them to talk about genocide on the side of the Muslims. Can we say that also? Because we are having two scenarios playing out now. The same northern Nigeria. In 2022, it wasn't a problem before the election that took place. And also now that we're seeing this also playing out now. Why are we having the issue? Is it the timing or the fact that we've forgotten what plays out, what happened during the present or before the former administration?
Yeah, exactly. That's the point. And this is what you get when you are analyzing what's going on wrongly. After this administration now, another one will come and they will start tagging it genocide against traditionalists, right? So we should stop all these wrong analyses here and there. And that is only when we can move forward and tackle this and get a solution heads on. Because you see now, we've had cases of many Muslims, many traditionalists who have been killed extrajudicially across the country, right? So we should get serious if we are serious about tackling this issue and eradicating this terrorism. We might all agree that majority of the terrorists perpetrating this are northern Fulanis who are majority or predominantly Muslim, but it doesn't mean that their victims are Christians. They are killing Muslims alike. They are killing traditionalists alike, right? So this is what we should focus on, how to tackle this head-on terrorism once and for all. So, and this is where the conversation should be going.
Now, what should we focus on how to end the issue of insecurity or terrorism in Nigeria? Does it look like we have what it takes for us to do the ending? Because, in one breath, I could recall when the issue of Boko Haram banditry began, some people were saying that attack on Boko Haram is a direct attack to them. And also, people were so vocal about, how if one person is to go down in the north, it is going to truncate the whole activity here, more like embolden the people who are killing Nigerians. And now, this present administration also promised Nigerians that with the reshuffling of the cabinet, I'm talking about the security architecture, or rather the people that we have, the team manning the security structure in Nigeria, with the way the rejigging happened, we'll expect to see something different. But today, it made it also in the news. People were killed and abducted. In Sokoto, for example, 9 people were abducted, 1 person wounded. In Kwara State, the same thing. In Kebbi, 25 girls were kidnapped. A coordinated attack happened again on the soil of Nigeria. Are we really ready to end the issue of insecurity the way things are going?
Yeah, by the virtue of the kind of leadership we have, those of them ruling this country, we are not ready. So this is why the bulk of the work, rests on we the citizens. Because if we keep on calling on this government should do this, government should do that, we are wasting our time. These people are not ready to do anything, and the reasons are not far-fetched. In any society, whenever you want to tackle any problem, if the major reason or the what the motivation is not the people, there's something coming in the front burner first that is motivating you, you will never tackle the problem. So in the case of our leaders, before they tackle any problem, they first of all think of their own interests. They think about their business, they think about their profits, they think about their people, they think about their party, they think about their religion, they think about their ethnic. These are the things they give credence to first, before the national interest, before the people, right? And when the people are not coming first in motivating whatever action you are taking against any problem, you will never get it right. And this is not peculiar to security. This is how you find out that even in power sector, the reason why they couldn't solve electricity problem is because their profit comes first. In the reason why they couldn't solve economic problem, their interest come first. They couldn't solve education because their profits in private education come first. They couldn't solve healthcare issue because they had to prioritize their own private healthcare first. They couldn't solve our road problem because they believe they have SUVs that can go through all these bad roads, right? So this is what happened when the national interest is not the first thing that comes to the mind of the leaders. So they can't get it right, and that's a fact. So this now come back to we citizens. We need to organize ourselves and take power away from these people. That's the only time we can start progressing in solving all these issues, whether it's security issue, economic issue, health, education, all of these issues. The people must organize themselves. And this is what we've been preaching to our people for the past 5 years. So until we get to that point, when the people feel like their salvation doesn't rest in the hands of all these political rulers, jobbers that are in the corridor of power, then that's when we start making progress.
Right.
But for now, we can't get anything done with this crop of leaders.
Thank you so much. Barrister Darlington, how do we end the issue of insecurity in Nigeria? I'm surprised to see that Kwara State Governor Abdurrahman Abdurazak this time around is condemning the assault. It was, I think, last month or 2 months ago that we saw a report, made it to our radar that a certain emir was trying to restrict people, media especially, from carrying out the issues happening in Kwara State, saying that is a way to demarcate the government. But now it happens that a church was raided, and we saw the stuff, the videos also making waves on social media, where a particular Christ Apostolic Church was raided on Tuesday evening by armed people, armed terrorist men.
That will tell you that what we have at our hand is beyond the terrorists killing Christians. It's far, far beyond it. Some of the elites, especially Muslim elites in this government, they are complicit. They are tacitly for supporting what is going on. They know how these people came, and they're even They are even in a hurry to accomplish their mission in Nigeria. That is the truth. I don't see why all of a sudden it has become terrorists killing Christians and Muslims. How? How? Who is bearing the brunt here? That means our Muslim brothers, they don't have the interest of Nigeria at heart. Seriously. They have nothing. As long as it is a Muslim leader or Muslim leaders in this country that gathered and go and bring these terrorists into Nigeria, Pina, there is nothing they will tell me that will make me listen to them. I'm telling you, they came to destroy Nigeria for their own selfish interest.
When you say there's nothing they will tell you, we learned also that after the KB abduction that happened in Maga, Senate have ordered the president to make sure that over 100,000 soldiers, military personnel, will be recruited to help combat the issue of insecurity. Is it the issue of recruitment at this? Because I recall the story surrounding the brigade commander, Mr. Mba, who we saw the video on how he was killed after being interrogated by terrorists. Is that about employing more people to join the military at this point? Or, because even in the other breath, we saw this present administration spending over $800 million in procurement of arms and ammunition to help fight insecurity. Which one do you think we have to do for us to restore normalcy in Nigeria?
As long as the will, the political will, the moral will, the spiritual will, the intelligent will is not there. If you like, recruit all the youth in Nigeria into the Nigerian armed forces. Nothing will happen. I'm not joking. We have had countless times that the military, combatants in the battlefield, they've come out to tell us how they have almost taken out these guys. But at the 11th hour, order from above will tell them to stand down.
All right, now today, Barrister, the House of Representatives set aside today, every plenary that will happen today has to be centered on security debate because they want to make sure that they pull the nation out, of this grappling, rising of insecurity that we're battling. Now, what do you think will be the outcome of this?
Nothing. Forget that National Assembly. In fact, if I have my way, I'll ask all of them to go home and I'll close that National Assembly. They are not doing anything there. They are just there to collect money. Look at, they are going to debate, and what will be the outcome? No, what will be the outcome? In a country that has a vision and a future, by now we would have seen an action. And start from the known to the unknown. Start from the low-hanging fruit. As I talk to you now, people are occupying Benue and Plateau villages. The governor says so, not me. Why not give order? Those people that are in those villages, 24 hours, dislodge them. Let the indigenous go back to their homes and go back to their family seat. Is that not where to start from? At least those ones are known. That the people have not given such order up till now is a very big shame. Seriously.
Okay.
That means she's not ready to do anything. People that came from outside Nigeria are occupying your people's land, your people's village, and you are there. How do you even begin to talk about this thing? Rather, you are sending emissaries. The emissaries are not going to talk to the people in IDP camp or who are they going to discuss with? That means this president is not ready to solve this problem. Let us not deceive ourselves.
Okay, now
how can you hear that people that came from nowhere are occupying Nigerian villages and you are there for over how many years now and you are not talking, you are not even trying? Oh, please.
Mr. Ismail, what do you have to say about this? Because the House of the Representative Speaker, Abbas Tajuddin, today, made Nigerians to understand that everything that will happen during the plenary is centered on how to find a solution to end the issue of insecurity in Nigeria, saying that the reason for that is to find a way to end the scale and spread of violence. Demanding more like a decisive and collective action between them, the lawmakers who have constituencies that are representing, and also the security agencies. What do you think will be the outcome of today's plenary session? Are we going to see the speaker, or rather the members of the House, National Assembly, now coming up to tell the people that have been occupying villages and sending people, the original inhabitants, to IDPs to vacate? Are we going to see a swift turnaround on the security agencies and how they fight insecurity in Nigeria?
Yeah, the question is actually that really this so-called National Assembly, especially the House of Rep, have they been able to provide solution to any problem in the past 2 years? So how would this insecurity case be different? So people like us, we have no trust or anything that will come out of these their shenanigans they are doing. I mean, just yesterday, the Senate President Akpabio has said that the government should recruit 200,000 military men from the youth. And what he's essentially saying is that they should recruit this person, and after recruiting, their own security details will just be increasing. So the Senate president has 5 security details before. It will increase to 10, right? So they need this more security men just so that their own security will increase, so that they feel more safe. It's not because they want the Nigerian people to be more safe, right? The quantity of our security personnel is not the issue really, but that was the solution the Senate is providing. So what would be the different solution the rep will provide today, if not the same thing? So all these people are just jokers. They don't know. Like, I don't actually agree with people that they don't know what they are doing. They actually know what they are doing. They are brilliant people. They know what they are doing. They are just not doing what the people want them to do. They don't work for the people, and that's just the fact. So their plenary today, nobody should expect any solid solution from them, and that is a fact.
All right, now we have another burning story where Nigerians are reacting to the decision of the president to still embark on the international trip going to South Africa and Angola for the G20 summit. Some Nigerians were calling on the president not to embark on that journey. Some were saying that it's going to sound more like him being insensitive to the fact that Nigerians are being killed in their numbers, and then Nigeria is already been redesignated as a country of particular concern, and we're seeing deliberation on the floor of the assembly in US now, talking about how the possible bombardment of Nigeria is to play out if, after the deliberation, they see need for that to happen. And the president is still planning on embarking on a journey to South Africa and Angola. In the words of Dada Olusegun, the president's special assistant on social media, when he posted a statement on X, the reason the president is embarking on this journey is the fact that this is the first time that the G20 summit will be hosted on the soil of Africa. And because of this major milestone, the president decided to attend that event. What do you have to say about it, please?
They are not serious. The people telling them not to go, they are not serious people too. The presidency is not serious because, so if this G20 summit is not the first, they will not go. What kind of stupid reason is this? Are we joking in this country? And also the people telling him not to go. Okay, it's just, if not that we like performative leadership in this country. If Tinubu refuses to go to this G20, what will happen? Would terrorists stop? Tinubu is not going for G20, so let's stop killing, let's stop terrorizing. Or Tinubu has been in Nigeria for how many days? Has he been able to do anything to stop these killings? So these 5 days that he will now travel, that he shouldn't travel, that will now solve the problem. So what's wrong with us as a people? We are not concentrating. We major on minor and minor on major. We are not concentrating on the real solution that we should be talking about. Who cares whether Tinubu goes to G20 or not? When he was around, what is he doing? He's not doing anything.
No. When you're asking who cares, we could recall also that the president some time ago, last year, canceled his trip and sent the vice president to represent Nigeria. And that was when the Alao Dam, though they say there was no compromise, so that was when there was a flooding in Borno State. He said the reason for that is to go down to Borno and commiserate with the people who lost their lives and property to the flood. Now, don't you think this time around we're having a burning issue of insecurity, redesignation of Nigeria as a country of particular concern, and statement to permutation around possible invasion or bombardment of Nigeria would have made the president to sit home and put the house in order? Because they say something about a man whose house is on fire, not being able to chase rats and all that.
I mean, my point really is that we can be saying all this if to say truly we have a competent leadership that would really do something about all these things, right? Because I'm saying that if the president refused to go and visit the victims, what will happen? Would that stop the terrorists from attacking tomorrow, right? So that's my point really. I mean, it doesn't change the reality on ground, whether he is going or not, but we just like performative action. We just like to window dress and so that when he now visit this place, people will start saying that he's a listening president, he's so sympathetic, he's empathetic, and people start praising him, and people forget that there is actually a reality of insecurity in the land, right? So this is what we are saying. People should just stop majoring on minor. Let's get to the root cause of this, right? Let's organize ourselves, and that's the real solution. That's the people's solution.
All right.
That's my point, really.
Thank you so much, Ismail Ladare. Barrister Darlington, do you also, what do you have to say about this liberation made by Dada Olusegun, that the reason the president is attending the G20 summit, which will be held somewhere in South Africa and Angola, is because it's the first time such is happening on the soil of Africa, and saying that he needs to go and show the world and also present Nigeria for it to be recognized as a country that always provide opportunity to advocate for Africa's role in global affairs.
There are some meetings you don't need to attend, even if you are invited.
G30 summit.
I am telling you, there are some meetings that if you have national respect. Fina, we liberated South Africa yesterday from apartheid. They should be looking up to us. They should, in fact, they should be copying for us. We should be the one inviting them, telling them to come. So, why should Nigeria, the so-called giant of Africa, do you know the irony? You are not even a member. You are just an observer. In a meeting being held by South Africa. And you still call yourself a giant of Africa. Look at the insult. Look at, in fact, we don't have shame, seriously. The leadership of this country don't have a shame. You could not attend hunger that was held in New York. You had to send somebody, but you were able to go to South Africa. Look at the contradiction.
Don't you think that was because it's the first time we're having G20 summit
look
on our soil in the continent of Africa?
And you are not a member. Are you not getting me? Are you a member of G20? They are inviting you to come and observe. Imagine insult. Fina. Look, we don't have international diplomacy. We don't know it. No, seriously. Donald Trump, both in his first comment and this second comment, will he ever touch leg in Nigeria? Meanwhile, Nigeria is the biggest black nation in the whole world. Every leader would want to visit Nigeria if they want to do anything in Africa. Is that not true? We don't know what is international diplomacy. We should be in charge of Africa so that no leader is coming from outside Africa without recognizing Nigeria. It's like coming to Africa, America to do anything. Either Latin America or even the Western world. America will be involved. Even if you don't recognize them, they make sure that it does not happen. That is how to establish your presence, your authority in any environment. Look at Nigeria. You couldn't hold the ordinary ECOWAS. You couldn't. You are going to do what? Observe, Abi. What concerns you? It's like a butterfly going for a meeting where birds of the air are going for the same meeting. The butterfly, what is he going to do there? Because it's how wings, Abi. If birds of the air start flying, will the butterfly follow them and fly? Eh? No, tell me. That is the issue here. Because they said G20. Are you a member of G20?
All right, Barrister, we're pressed for time, and this is how far we
This
can
is the
go.
more reason why he shouldn't have attended. I'm telling you, yes.
Thank you so much, Barrister Darlington, for your submission in today's media news. Also, Ismail Oladare, thank you so much for being part of today's media news.